Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News.
Our first guest is an investment research analyst at Ancoria Management Limited, which is a financial service holding company with interest in consumer finance, asset management, proprietary investment, currency exchange, real estate, and international remittance here in Lagos. Mr. Adedeji Adewole is here to discuss the economy's output for the first half of the year and projected output for the second half. Welcome to the show,
Good morning.
Mr. Adedeji.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning. Good to see you, Mr. Ruben. It's nice here.
Thank you very much. Now, let's go straight to business. The economy grew at a little under 2% in the first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
What do you think will be the projections for the second half of the year, the second quarter, given the political environment and the risks associated with the developments?
It's actually good to look at what's actually what was the driving force for the Q1 results for GDP. The GDP grew by 1.95% in the first quarter of the year and was driven by the oil sector. And we noticed that there has been an increase in oil prices, and inflation rate has been on the decline for the 16th consecutive time, which impacted the real GDP in the first quarter of the year. And now, second quarter of the year, the oil price keep going up. It's keep going up thanks to Iran sanction, Venezuela and Libya not producing enough outputs to the market, and the compliance of the OPEC member in earlier parts of this year. The compliance was around 216% as at May. So this actually is affecting the oil price and allowing the oil price to move up. So if oil price continues to move up, the output, although there's a little fall in the production in the second half, in the second quarter this year, and although we still estimate that the production by the end of this year should be around an average of 1.8 million per barrel, with the increase in this in the price, oil price production, and stability in the FX market, decline in the inflation rate, there is an increase. There is when they release the results of Q2 2018 soon, we will see an increase in the GDP rate, and for the full year, we still project 2.01%.
What do you think government should do to check, economic uncertainty and to prevent investors from getting jittery and then fleeing from the environment?
Exactly. For during this election period, there's always political risk, and this political risk is not limited to only Nigeria. And it's all over. When there is towards election, there's everybody scared, there's uncertainty. But what government can do is just to ensure that they're both local and international electoral monitor, they can say that there is a process of free, fair, and credible election. And if the government can just show, they are ready to ensure that there is a democratic process, this will restore interest for investors. And investors will really want to stay, and it will not really affect the economic situation in the second half. However, we've seen exodus of foreign investors. From Q2, we've seen a lot of foreign investors leaving the country, and this is attributed to an increase in advanced economy rates. We've seen Bank of England increasing their rates last week to 0.75. Fed has increased their rate twice this year, and there's a possibility they're going to increase it twice again this year. So this is actually affecting the treasury bill environment, the yield environment in those countries, which most people, including emerging countries, foreign investors are leaving.
With regard to Nigeria, you mentioned elections.
Yes.
Now, during this, season of elections, do you see the Naira coming under pressure? And if it does, what will be the implications for inflation, for, foreign exchange?
Let's look at the trend. It's election period. So there's always a trend, like during election period, Naira will crash and everything. But I really appreciate what the central bank has been doing in the past few months. We're saying central bank, the ironing window has been really been helpful. Since the introduction in April 2017, ironing window has done fantastic work. The activity there has increased more than 20% from last half year to now. And we've seen a lot of things, central bank intervening on a weekly basis, intervening $210 million into the FX market so that there will be sustained supply. We've seen the government sign an agreement with China for the renminbi swap, currency swap. this is going to impact and it's going to allow the pressure on the dollar to reduce. Even if foreign exchange, external reserve, our external reserve grew more than 20% from around $35 billion, and now we are around 47.
Well, quickly, before we let you go, what do you think is we're likely to see in the equities market? Will it remain bullish, or there will be contradictions that we do not expect? I mean, Notori wants to join has joined the market.
Yeah, they joined, yes.
MTN is also planning to join
Exactly.
the market. Yeah, is this a bullish indication, or there will be contradictions
yes.
unforeseen?
If you look at, it's a good thing that it's a welcome development. MTN, other companies are joining the Nigeria equity because it's going to deepen the equity market of Nigeria because our market is kind of shallow. However, if you look at the trend of what happened during the election period, the pre-election, there's always a dip in the market. And we started experiencing the dip earlier than expected because we're expecting around May, but the dip started earlier this year. So we see, that's why there's a lot of regulatory changes in the pension fund, in the insurance space, in the SEC just released a new guideline for asset allocation for fund manager. We still say like it can end.
Well, thank you very much, Adewole Adedeji, for
thank
joining
you so much
us.
for
Great delight.
I wish we had more time with you today, but thank you so much for joining us on the morning show. It's time now for a short break. When we return, we'll have Mary Wattmate come on the show. Stay with us.